More than that, we rejoice in our sufferings. Rejoice. Rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And hope does not disappoint us because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. But yeah, just to highlight that first part, we rejoice in our sufferings. How can we rejoice in our sufferings? Someone could think, well, maybe it's just persecution. And so there are people who, in this camp of God always wants to heal, they will acknowledge that God can use other sufferings, but I just don't get why we're limiting what sufferings God will allow for good. I mean, there's this real strong resistance of like, no way would God allow chronic knee pain or inflammation or cancer. Like, just no way would God allow that. Why can't he use that for good, but then he can use St. Paul gets beaten with rods. He has sleepless nights. People experience persecution and rejection, division in the family. Like, how come God can use all of that? Why is God able to use the pain from getting hit with a rod or getting scourged or getting crucified, getting skinned alive, getting scalped? The North American saints that we have, like I think it was Isaac Jogues, his fingers were chewed off by some Indians. It's like, how come God can use that pain, extreme pain, by the way, way worse than most pain that we face. God can use that, but he just can't use some other normal suffering. And so I just don't think we should limit what God can use. And again, I think it's God's part of he doesn't delight in it, but I think it's part of God's plan that we do experience things like persecution and rejection. It's not just like, well, for those who don't have faith, it might just happen and God will work with it. It's like, no, this is part of this is really part of God's intention.